real honor to be able to introduce our next guest, and I kind of wanted to pass along a little story that I have about meeting the General President. It was in 2004, and I believe it was the first time that I had attended ALTS as a district field service rep for District Vice President Walsh. And I got on the elevator, and who should happen to hop on the elevator with me but the General President at that time. I was quite starstruck, didn't know what to say. For those of you that can remember back that far, we were heavily into the John Kerry race for president, and every time you turned on the TV, you saw our General President standing right next to John Kerry. So we got on the elevator. He looked exhausted, and who could blame him? I mean, he had traveled the country extensively. I mean, literally every time you turned the TV on and saw John Kerry speaking, you saw our General President standing next to him. I muttered something about, and I'm sure it came out terribly, but I muttered something about the election had taken place, and we had the results, and I muttered something about the fact that too bad we didn't win the election, or some stupid ass comment that I made. and the General President said, we were so close, brother. And I got off the elevator, went to my room, got up the next morning, and the General President addressed the delegation there at ALTS. He gave a rousing speech. He fired up the membership, everybody in the room. Everybody there wanted to do better for their local. Everybody there wanted to be like him. So you take that and you fast forward to today and where we're at today, and you look at what a difference a few short years make. From almost having the keys to the White House to the most vicious attack on labor in recent history. Attacks in Ohio, Wisconsin, Indiana, Arizona, the list goes on, and even here in Idaho, as you all are well aware. They're blaming us for the budget woes. They're blaming the firefighters. It's the public service pensions that are killing us. The golden eggs that we all have, supposedly. Well, during these troubled times, brothers and sisters, I can't think of anybody else that I would rather have leading our organization than our next speaker. I hope you all will join me in a rousing welcome for your IAFF General President, Harold Schaitberger.
Thank you very much. And Ron, I've tried to wipe those memories of that election out of my memory cells. That was close, but I'll talk a little bit about it later. But I still always feel that we win, whether or not a particular candidate is successful, as long as we're in the game, as long as we're in the arena. As long as we're doing the work, representing our members' interests, and continuing to build our political brand. So I don't look at that as a loss. I look at it as part of our continued growth and the influence that we build year after year. Let me get started by, first of all, we have in the room with us a gentleman I just got a chance to meet, but actually I know a lot about. I know about the good mayor, Mayor Beater, here in Boise, because of the incredible willingness to not only work with our local, and not only remain committed to a strong and vibrant fire department, but as I said a few moments ago, to have the confidence to be able to take a great union leader and put him in command of his fire department. So, Mayor Beater, I want to thank you for all that I know you do in these difficult times, and the partnership that you have built with Dennis and Greg, our local, your department. Obviously, the citizens of Boise benefit by all of this work, but certainly our members benefit by your confidence and willingness to let a great fire chief in Dennis Stone be in command of a great fire department. So thank you for being with us this morning. And I'm kind of going out of order because I want to talk about this guy right here, but since Dennis is standing next to the mayor, you know, I've been in and out of this state over the years. It's been a while since I've been here, and I know last year I had to miss this convention because of the unfortunate situation with my mother, but I have been in and out of Idaho. I have been here in this city, and more importantly, I've watched a state organization literally built by nothing less than a great IAFF leader in Dennis Stone. We had not only a great friendship, but I watched him take a state that I've said many times, and I said earlier this morning, that you cannot measure by just the number of members, IAFF members, in this state. You measure it by the success and the reputation and the ability to move an agenda, to build a reputation of influence and power, to be a leader in a labor movement in this state far beyond your numbers. And certainly, Dennis, you were at the heart of really building our operation here. You did incredible work, and it's great to see you, and I'm glad to see that fifth bugle has not screwed up your brain yet by going to that side. But great being with you, and a great trade union is not only a good and great fire chief, Dennis. Good to see you. You know, there's a lot of presidents in here. We've got local presidents in here. We've got a state president in here. You've privileged me with allowing me to hold that title at our international. But I always talk about that whenever you're the president and as part of our body, you really can't do much of anything unless you have a strong team. You really got to have a team that is not only willing to work, but willing to be part of making sure this IAFF every day is focused on the lives and livelihoods of the men and women that hold our union card, 300,000 strong. And I always talk about the table. We have a table, and there's 16 chairs at that table. And every district owns one of those chairs. That chair is filled with the very best from every single district. Responsibility of that chair that you've given is to make sure that your voice is heard when this IAFF is determining its mission, its goals, its priorities. It's at that table where we decide how are we going to spend your almost $60 million a year. The dues that our members pay, every single paycheck. Every month they pay the freight. And they're not paying it to some club or fraternity or sorority, or they're paying it to their union to make sure that we're making a difference. And it's at that table that we decide how are we going to make that difference and how are we going to invest that dues in order to better their lives. It's at that table where every decision this IAFF makes is made by, again, a team of the very best.